Well, now that we've got ourselves up and charging, welcome back. We're in Stettler, and what I noticed is that for some reason or another, you guessed it, possibly, I did not get my stuff in gear, and I did not get my stuff charged. So I'm busy trying to get everything in order here. I'm just going to pull the plug so I can get us charging again. And hopefully, there we go. Hopefully, we'll have all this settled in and we can enjoy a bit of a live stream coming back from Stettler as I plug everything back in, and I will pass this over to Karen, and she can control everything, and she'll say hello first.
Hello.
So anyway, once again, you're with Outlaw 1960 Radio. Outlaw Radio 1960. We chose that name because we live in outlaw country in the Alberta Badlands, and we are broadcasting, and I think both of us are pretty much a little bit of an outlaw anyway. Did you want me to stop at Tim Hortons?
No, you don't need to.
I don't think so. I can make a coffee at home. So yeah, I guess, being half asleep yesterday, I forgot to plug in everything and get a charge on everything. And a typical Bruce move. But we're going to have some fun along the way. Like I say, we're in Stettler. And Stettler's community about 5,000. Once again, the by-election has been called. And of course, Stettler is another one of the areas where Pierre Poilievre is trying to get himself reelected. And as most people know, this is the most conservative riding in the entire country, with a general plurality of 86%. And so a person could run their dog as a conservative in this riding and that they would win. There's a Pierre Poilievre sign right now. The only thing I will say to the Poilievre campaign is that signs and ditches and boulevards mean absolutely nothing. A sign in front of a house, that's string. And because somebody will come up to defend that. But we'll just take a little bit of a wheel around. And Karen, if you see anybody come into the chat, just do say hello.
Well, it's hard for me because I can't see the words.
Oh, okay. Then I wouldn't worry about it then. Yeah, so anyway, I was going to do some drone work here today, but I didn't charge anything. So we're just going to take a quick drive because, of course, the phone went completely dead when we just sort of got out of town and we cut the live stream short. Like I say, Stettler's a fair-sized community. It's certainly not the biggest. The biggest in the area would be Camrose, and I think followed by a close second by Wainwright. Everything else is much smaller. I think Stettler would probably be about number 3. What do you think, Karen?
Mm-hmm.
In terms of population.
Well, Stettler is the heart of Alberta. It's right in the middle.
That's right, dead in the middle here. We're right dead in the middle of Alberta. And so that's why you see the signs up around Stettler saying the heartland. And just take a cruise up towards Main Street so that you all get a good look at Main Street Stettler. And like any other town this size, it's got all the standbys, the Kentucky Fried Chickens, the Tim Hortons, McDonald's, Subway. There's a few independent pizza shops which are nice, but there's none of the larger chain pizzerias.
Oh, there's Boston Pizza.
Oh, I forgot about Boston Pizza. Nobody goes there anyway. Sorry to say this, but Boston Pizza, your product is crap. I don't know how else to say it otherwise. If I want a pizza, I don't want a piece of cardboard. I want something with lots of cheese and lots of toppings. So if you're up in Edmonton, here's a thought. There's a little tiny neighborhood pub called Messa Joe's on 135th Avenue and 127th Street. My son Eric is the chef there, and they have some of the best food and pub fare in the city of Edmonton. It's been there for years under different names, but it's always had the same owner. And I think that it goes without saying, Karen, that it's got some of the best food in town. Wouldn't you agree? And great pizzas. Oh, absolutely great pizzas. And God knows how many flavors of chicken wings. And we're kind of wings and pizza nuts. So. There you go. They got a free plug out of me. Eric, you can tell your boss the next one he's got to pay for it. But it is a great little pub, and I mean it's time that people started going back and enjoying the nightlife outside, not ordering from Skip the Dishes or what have you. It's eating at home. It's time to everybody get out and have a good time. Anyway, this is Main Street Stettler. And for the longest time, this is about all there was here, but Stettler is always busy because it services several towns in the area, and the grocery stores are the Sobeys, the No Frills, and Walmart, of course, has a supercenter here. I mean, they are, and now we have to do this trust if we want to actually have somebody. So yeah, so Stettler services a whole bunch of communities. The next big town down the road, and I shouldn't call it a town because it's actually a city, which is Drumheller, is well further south. Like I say, we'll go again until we get a signal. And like I say around here, that's pretty easy to do, as there is very few cellular phone towers in East Central Alberta that I can ping off of. So you have a lot of different dead areas. But there are a number of businesses, both oil field. There are a few oil field businesses left. A lot of them closed down because it's just not there anymore. And people want to sit there and blame the government, blame everything else. But the fact of the matter is that it's not got very much to do with the government. It's got the fact to do with is that there is not the amount of oil patch oil in Alberta left. It's all heavy crudes and of course the tar sands. And so you see a lot of the wellheads are abandoned as they wait to be cleaned up. And so as the oil disappears, so do all these businesses. So the primary source of income for this area is definitely agriculture. The coal mines, of course, closed down here a number of years ago. And most of the coal-fired plants are being converted to natural gas. Which is far more efficient for running power plants. But it's a beautiful day for a drive anyway. We had to get kitty cat food and stuff like that. But the crops are starting to look really good. So far it's not hailed, which is a good thing. Because with all the heat that we had, usually you get a whopper of a hailstorm, which is something we don't need. But everything is looking really, really well so far. And, the railway tracks still run out here, but they just use this track for storing old railway cars. Actually, the rest of the railway line, the track's been pulled up and it's become part of the Trans-Canada Trail. And a walking path or a biking path as you ride your bike down it too. But there used to be a branch line here that ran all the way to the Saskatchewan border. I think it went inside the Saskatchewan border, if I'm not mistaken. And then there were a couple of short line railways, narrow gauge, that also worked out of here because of the coal mines. And the roundhouses were in Anna and Coronation. Anna's is being restored, and we're definitely going to take a run down to Anna, so you're able to see the restoration in the roundhouse. That has a special meaning for me and certainly our family, because my grandfather was a railway engineer during the days of steam, and he worked out of Hannah before going to Edmonton and then retiring from the railroad the year before he passed away. Because my cruise control did not come on. It's not known for big crop production. It's like I say, it's Badlands area, and so therefore classified as semi-desert. so therefore classified as semi-desert. There is crop support around much because of the drought. But we've been out in this area since 2001. We moved here because we thought the kids, and they did, would get a far better all-round education rather than being up at one of the city schools. And I don't think we were wrong. Going through the town of Botha now. Many years ago, and I should actually say, there was little towns scattered everywhere around here. That's the pot. And so a lot of the little towns disappeared and people started going to the city. Karen's going to show you a nice canola field with all the big yellow flowers. That's what you want to see. Here we come to a bunch of thirsty cattle. Like I say, a lot of these cattle are just ranged. They're owned by larger companies. The days of the family farm have vastly disappeared. Agriculture has become much more controlled by big business. So the old family farms, and half the reason why all the small towns are disappearing, are no longer viable. So if you look at these chicken barns or hog barns that are around here, well, the barn may belong to the farmer, but the animals inside belong to a packing company, such as Ollie Mel or Maple Leaf. So the people don't even own the animals there. We have one person who does, which is Chad Weber, and he raises wild boars, instead of regular pigs. But that's the only person that I can really think of. Everybody else is pretty much under contract to do it. And there you have the big hog barns. 4,000 or 5,000 pigs crammed in them at any given time. It's unfortunate. I think it's really unfortunate what we do with our food. There's a certain amount of things that there's somebody spraying Roundup right there. There's so many reasons why going back to some of the older ways, conventional farming methods, are far better. It's kind of hard to watch just how much crap they spray on the fields to grow a crop. And none of the heritage crops are around for the most part anymore. There are people who do grow them because as they become more in demand and the organics become more in demand, we're seeing a little bit more of that return. But as I said, for the most part, it's mainly all factory agriculture.
You have a few people, but I can't.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's a fun video.
Yeah. Welcome everyone. I can't read what you're saying, so
We have a very small screen on this phone, so it's often hard to see who's coming on. But we do wish you a good welcome, and welcome to Outlaw Radio 1960. We do have a radio station. We're available on live365.com and TuneIn Radio. Hopefully we'll be expanding that to iHeartRadio, and if as soon as we find some advertisers, we'll be away from Live365's paid advertisers. But we've got to get you all listening to the radio station. We play the best classic rock and the best classic country in North America, and we're basically live from Castor, Alberta, and surrounding the globe. And so we have listeners from all over the world, and it's been a fun ride. It's a great station. The music's great. You know, I don't mind beating my own drum. And then we started up the YouTube channel and the TikTok channel, which is also Outlaw Radio 1960. We have our Facebook page, but our Facebook page is under Bruce and Karen Baker. We never did change that because we had already gotten a fair following on Facebook, so we decided not to change it there. Our daughter-in-law is busy constructing a web page for us. To make. No, don't do that either. Just say cancel and put this at the bottom. Plug her in.
oh dear.
You got her? There you go.
Oh, you have to invite all these people?
No, you just picked up a different signal. So anyway, as a turnoff or buy more. Like I say, there used to be a lot more smaller towns than what's out there now. I think Castor's probably one of the prettier towns simply because 100 years ago they hand planted every tree that's in the town. And the reason why I say hand planted is because this is actually a semi-desert. And there's a pump jack right there. And it's down, so it's not pumping oil either. It used to be 3 right across here, but they're not gone. So I mean, a lot of these oil wells are pretty much done, and they're just getting taken apart, cleaned up. The one thing Alberta does have, though, and Daniel Smith is failing dramatically to exploit that resource, is Alberta has one of the largest reserves of lithium, which are absolutely perfect for electric batteries that power computers and electric cars. Anything that's electronic pretty much uses a lithium battery. And to date, she has really done nothing to exploit that resource. She is basically still in the back pockets of big oil. And I'm not saying that that's the need for oil and natural gas production is not real. It is. But you have to, especially with Donald Trump taking us to the cleaners and trying to economically suppress us, we need to leverage everything that we possibly can to put it on the table, not for him but for ourselves. Just coming up on Halkirk now. Halkirk is a village. It's no longer a town. It lost its school about 10 years ago.
I think it's a hamlet now.
Is it hamlet now? Oh yeah, because otherwise they don't have a council. They're part of Painter.
They're part of Painters County.
Yeah, they lost their status as a village and a town. I'll say one thing about Halkirk is that one of the people who live in Castor took their old hotel and he did a wonderful job in restoring it. much electricity being produced today. We got a good constant breeze going, and the windmills are turning just a-okay. Maybe the Halkirk Hotel. But I'll be up in Edmonton next week, and I'll be doing a whole bunch of stuff out of Edmonton, and certainly definitely some drone work and some walking videos of the Edmonton area. I'm sorry I didn't make it to the Stampede this year. But we're definitely going to go next year. We will bring you the Lacombe Fair, Lacombe Days parade on this weekend, and as their exhibition is going on, and we'll definitely be streaming the Klondike Days parade, or K-Days, whichever you like to call it. I prefer Klondike Days. And take maybe a walk through the fairground as well. Check out the Midway.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay, no, just here, use this. That's what that's for.
Oh.
It's a joystick. Karen's like me, she's just learning. I'm enjoying it. I think Karen's enjoying it too. I had a good time in Toronto. When I was there cutting some content, I ran into the Ken Continuum. And hopefully he'll come back out to Alberta, and we can do a walk, or even Johnny strides or tee-shots if you want to come out to Alberta, and we'll do some live streaming from here. That would be absolutely perfect. So a good shout out to all three of you. If you would like to take the time and show up, that'd be great. I'm still trying to get my Streamline to work so that I can live stream on all three platforms. I should be able to. So I'm maybe going to have to try a different platform provider, because it's not working properly. I'm not getting a good connection. It says I'm connected, but I can't hook into the service, so it keeps on saying it's erroring. So we might have to say goodbye to Streamline and give our dollars to somebody else, because we'd like to do this rather than having to record and download it to each one individually. I can live stream, and that way it's always there. We do appreciate your channel support. go to our site at Buy Me a Coffee. We're more than happy to receive your kind support. Next week I'll be joined by Early Bird from TikTok, and she's going to be doing a lot of the camera work as we launch our drones or do whatever it is we're going to do. We just met here a little while ago, but she, like me, in Karen, she's senior citizen. As I said to her, if we can get this up and running, as most of our viewership is 40 and above, which doesn't come as a surprise. It's nice to bring people around to want to join us in content or whatever it is that they would like to do. But we do shout out, we do need the channel support, because to keep the radio station going and to bring all these streams together, it does cost money. And I know sometimes it's awful hard to ask, but we started this business for the main purpose is to bring in extra income. So I'm not going to lie to you, just like Johnny or Ken or some of the other YouTubers would make a fair amount of money. We joined for the same reasons, and we do enjoy this. We enjoy creating content and getting out and having a good time and seeing all different parts of the country. Canada has so much to offer and so much to see. We're going to be kept quite busy trying to bring you some of the best of what is probably the greatest nation on the planet. Just ahead of us is our hometown of Castor. I know Mrs. Elhart has been...
You can see our green elevator.
Yeah. It's part of the
One
museum.
time we had 3.
Yeah, one time there were 4 altogether.
Mm-hmm.
But the museum, we tried to get the Viterra elevator as part of the museum. But as soon as Viterra found out that the museum wanted it working, they tore it down immediately. That's unfortunate, because all these elevators were a natural part of the landscape for years and years and years before they started constructing the inline grain terminals. Karen, I remember when we were first married, Karen wanted to take, as we were traveling around the West, she wanted to stop at every city in town and take pictures of the grain elevators. And I just sort of looked at her and laughed at us and still be there for years. They're never going to tear those buggers down, right? We came back out 5 years later, they're all disappearing. And the things that you should have done, you know, like, I mean, that would have made a great table book. Because as rural Alberta basically dies, so go the way of the grain elevators. I mean, there's more new ghost towns every year cropping up because of lack of service, I would think, is part, and lack of population. But it has been a beautiful community to live in and the kids to grow up in. And now Karen and I are, Karen, however, is still working over at the hospital, but now we're more ready to get out and about, underway. Just as we're turning in, the blue building is the Castor Community Hall. Coronation had a new hall too, but it was destroyed by a tornado here a year or two ago. So they've been using Castors. We'll just do a quick rundown. I know you saw it by air yesterday, but we'll just take a quick ride down Railway Avenue and then back down Main Street. At home here. Here's a look at the museum area from the ground. The old railway station is the main museum. This is an old one-room schoolhouse. Of course, the grain elevator that you saw in the aerial that I did. I can say the major industry here, of course, is agriculture. But we do have a cement plant, Filipinco Brothers. We have Sunrise Construction, which is owned by the Hill family. They do things like telephone poles. Business has been in town for quite some time is OK Tire to my right. It was owned by Pat Kelly, and Pat Kelly decided to call it a day here and settle back. Just the same as Performance Auto Body. It's got This used to be the Tasty Mill. It's now CJ's Canteen, has been for a while. There's a liquor store and restaurant in there. And then Haas Nichols owns the Liquor Pig here. And there's Jordell's Auto. This place on the corner is probably one of the oldest buildings still standing in Castor. Used to be Andy's Chinese food, but somebody came in and bought that building, and Pat sold tire shop, and it's just sort of sitting there doing nothing, probably waiting for it to fall down on its own. Just like the old hotel, I think it's pretty much doomed as well. Like I say, Castor has all the trees. So a lot of people like to come here when they move to the country because of the fact that you have all these beautiful mature trees. And here we are, we're almost back home. Just come around the corner. So I think it's suffice it to say that we are back home in Castor to our place, and we'd like to thank everybody who joined us today. I'll just turn this around here so you can see me on Outlaw Radio 1960. We enjoy having you with us. We enjoy the business that you're giving us, and we hope to see you again tomorrow and the next day and the next day after that. Don't forget to tune in once again to Outlaw Radio 1960 on live365.com or tuneinradio.com, tunein.com. We have do classic rock music and classic country, and I'm sure you'll enjoy having a chance to listen to the product that we're trying to provide you. In the meantime, everyone have a great day, and the best of luck for everybody. We hope that you're having a great and safe summer. And so you take care. From myself, the Outlaw, and the Bandit, we're going to say goodbye. And have a lovely day. It seems like I think it's lunchtime. So have a good day.